Hooray, hooray, hooroo, hurrah, harum. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm annoying myself. I know that a little bit. All right, now the YouTube is live. YouTube folks, let us know that we've gotten it right. Please chime in and say, hey, it's no longer sidewards. It is no longer sidewards, and thank you very much. Oh man, we set up the stream. We try to get this stuff out of the way ahead of time. And when I say we, I mean Emma and I, of course. I was down here early. I tried to get the YouTube thing going. All right, we've got positive stuff. Excellent, 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 excellent. Now spread the word, YouTube. You're dragging up the rear, man. There's the least people on YouTube of anywhere on here. Like 200 something at a time. More than that by the end of the week. But I mean, come on, YouTube. There's like a billion people watching YouTube. Well, most of them are just watching people trip over stuff, which I think, that's comedy. That's funny shit. There are a few things funnier than seeing another person trip over something. Right? I used to think that at funerals, they should hire people to just strangers unrelated to the family and friends should just come walking through and trip like pratfalls, As the service continues, people are getting more and more upset. The falls get more extreme. Someone falls into the table with all the drinks and oh, it was so sad. I believe it was old Greg who said, whoa, oh my God, did you see that? Right off the stairs. You could have like Charlie Chaplin type people hired to come in and just do like a clown show. Unannounced after a funeral. I literally had to do stand-up after a funeral once. And I didn't know it until I was actually there. And they were like, yeah, well, we just wanted to cheer people up after the service. And I was like, oh, did you guys, what sort of a service? Like a beverage service? Why would people need cheering up after a food and beverage service? No, the funeral, after the funeral. Excusez-moi? What the fuck did you say? Yes, I was hired and flown in and to perform after a funeral service. Never before have I been at a funeral and been envious of the person who was being sent off. This was a horrible situation. And they were also like a little judgmental. Like there were boundaries. Don't say this, don't say that. I'm like, your friend is dead in a box over there and you don't want me to say shit? How are you guys? How are you real? How is this a real situation? It was rough. I fucking killed. I killed on that show. At least one of the people in the room was dead at the end of the show. That's all. I don't know. I can't take full credit for killing. By the way, if you're sitting at home thinking, oh, he made that up just for this stupid kill joke. No, that shit really happened. This shit actually happened. So don't judge me and think my premises are weak because that shit is real. I do that all the time. I watch on a TV show. I'm like, this is ridiculous. No one could be as dumb as this character is being right now. And then, like, a month later, a couple months later, you go, oh shit, someone really did that stupid thing. Oh my golly. Oh my gosh. Oh golly. People are so stupid, aren't they? It's crazy. Yeah, did a comedy show after a funeral. Whose idea was that? People are like, what should we do after the funeral? Go to someone's house and eat stuff and drink and talk about the person that you've lost. And don't bring a sacrificial lamb in from Jersey to try to make you laugh and really just turn into an outlet for your anger and frustration. What the fuck does this guy think he's doing? You hired me for this! Those are the people that I wonder about if, like, years later they were, like, watching Cash Cab and they're like, oh my God, is that the guy from the funeral? Or, or like someone I had an argument with at the airport like 25 years ago, you know? And left it really awkward, but we were strangers, so it didn't matter. And then they're just like flipping the channels one day, like, holy shit, it's that guy! It's that guy! It's the guy from the aeropuerto. Aeropuerto! I feel like that's one word that everyone kind of knows in every language. If you're really fucked, you could just say aeropuerto or aeroporto, and some of them go, oh, aeropuerto. That's the international symbol for aeropuerto. And also for, I don't know what else. Bats. Batshit crazy. That's what this means. This means someone is batshit crazy. Look, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're saying that you are batshit crazy because you're the one that looks like a bat right now, and there's no one where you're motioning to. Oh, that was like a little delayed little laugh there. I like it. I like it. That was great. It was perfect. Take your time, folks. Take it. Take your time. Take it. It's your time. Take it. Well, why do I have to take it if it's mine already? I'm not taking anyone else's time. I already have my own time. I will keep my own time. No, take your time, like I said. Well, but that implies some sort of aggressive behavior on my part. How is time to be taken anyway? How does one take time? I cannot take that which is already mine, so I must only take yours. I will take your time. I will keep my time, and I will take yours. Though as soon as I've taken it, it's become mine. I can no longer take it. I just can't take it anymore because I've got it. I can't take it anymore because I've got it already. And I will have it, and I will eat it too. You can't keep your time and eat it too. You can't take someone's time and eat it as well. You don't know your ass from your elbow. How did that one start? Some guy's like standing over a hole in the ground. What are you doing? I was gonna shit in this hole. Oh my God, son. You don't know your ass from your elbow. You don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. Oh my God. Was someone really in that state at some point? They were buried up to the buttocks, upside down. That would be hard to tell, especially from underground, when you couldn't move your arms. Take your time. Take your time. This implies aggressive behavior. While writing this, I couldn't remember how to spell aggressive. And then I was like, oh, thanks, cheerleaders. That lesson they taught me all those years ago, over and over and over. I still know how to spell aggressive thanks to the cheerleaders. And not just aggressive, but also B. I know how to spell B. Because they spell that too. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. BEAGGRESSIVE. Aggressive. BE aggressive. Why would they pick such a long word to make a cheer? It's such a weird, vague thing to cheer at people that are. Be aggressive! If you just yelled it from the stands, people would be like, what? Be aggressive! Stop saying that. It's a weird thing to yell at the team. It's a long word to be yelling at some players on a field. Spell that shit out. Spell it out if you're going to use such long words at a football game. You spell them out. BEAGGRESSIVE. Yeah! No, it works. We didn't. Who writes cheers? Someone was at home, like, be... what's a word that... Be instinctive. No. First of all, just telling a group of people to be something is kind of weird. What about, like, go for it? Go for it. Not like a general behavior note. If you could, be aggressive. Yeah, that's all I have since from the last game is be aggressive. BEAGG. I just think it's a weird cheer. The first time they were cheering, I was like, okay, all right, yeah, we'll try to be aggressive. It's like this little sign at a diner. Remember when people used to go to restaurants? They used to have signs that said, they didn't say sit down. They would say, please be seated. You could somehow just instantly go from being standing to being seated. Please be seated. Ready? I am seated. I did it. Well, sit tight. Just sit tight a minute. What? How do you... Sit tight, everybody. Let's be aggressive. Sit tight. Please be seated tightly. Be seated. Be seated. BESCATED. Be sit down. Some of them just say seat yourself. Some of them say please wait to be seated. Now, does that mean you have to wait for someone, or you just have to wait a minute and then be seated? Because the other one that says, please be seated, you're being seated on your own. You're not waiting for someone. Please wait. How long are we supposed to wait to be seated? Well, just be standing for a few minutes and then be seated after that, from that point on. How long you go to a restaurant, they have a waiting room? Here's the waiting room. I was like, why don't you guys just put some tables in here? And then we could eat in here as well. This could just be the other eating room instead of the waiting room. As you go to the doctor, you know you're waiting. There's a room for it. It's labeled the waiting room. Wait. This is where you wait. Wait. Well, fuck you. I don't feel like waiting. I made this appointment 2.5 months ago. You called me 17 times. You sent me 25 emails letting me know exactly what fucking time to be here. And you were planning on me sitting here waiting the whole time. Why not, with all those reminders, add in a little fucking time? Looks like we're going to be running a little bit behind. You may sit in the waiting room and peruse the magazines from 1974 to 1981, Cosmopolitan. That's what we have in there. People have been waiting in there for a long fucking time. You, sir, are not special, so you will wait as well. But you better fucking be here on time. If you're 20 minutes late, we're not going to see you and we're charging you. But you have a room dedicated to just waiting. Yeah, so you come early and you wait. No, I will not. You know what I think? I think it's payback for all the years that doctors used to go to people's houses. The doctor would be like, ding dong, I'm here. And people would be like, oh my God, just wait a second. We are so naked and filthy in here. You're just going to have to wait. The doctor's like, don't you even have a fucking room for me to wait in? No, nope. No. Yeah, well, if people are ever coming to me for this shit, I'll have a room for them to wait in. Yeah, well, they're not gonna appreciate it. They're gonna complain about it every chance that they get. Every single chance that they get. Yeah, I made an appointment with the doctor. You just ended up just waiting there. I started to feel aggressive. I started feeling aggressive. Feeling aggressive. Then they finally come in, they're like, Mr. Bailey? I'm like, yeah, I just said my name to you at the desk. You come in here like you don't know who I am. It's... is there a Mr. Bailey? Yeah, it's me, Mr. Bailey. I just came in and said, hi, I'm Mr. Bailey. And you said, go wait in the waiting room, and I'm going to come in there and pretend I don't know you. So I come into the waiting room after way too long, with so many notifications and qualifications. After way too long, they come in, they act like they don't fucking know you, they've never seen you before. And they're like, okay, we're ready now. And you're like, oh, great, they're ready. And then they take you to another room and they say, you can wait in here now. But you guys said you were ready. It was so long you forgot who I was. And then you said you were ready. And now you're not ready. I'm just in another room and I'm alone and there's no magazines. It's just a hazardous waste thing that I really want to stick my fingers in for some reason. The chart of the bones! I know the bones! Where's the fucking doctor? This is very aggressive behavior. Mr. Bailey, who told you to be so aggressive? The fucking cheerleaders, man! Over and over and over! Send in the doctor! Don't make me spell it out for you! Well, the doctor will be ready in a minute. Yeah, okay, all right. That's not what they say. They put you in the second waiting room, and they're like, someone will be in shortly. Someone? It's still not going to be the guy. It's still not going to be the woman, the person whose name is on the sign. 15 minutes go by, and somebody else comes in. Oh. Hey, hi, I'm not the doctor. My name is not the doctor. I'm the relief. And they do a little dance. And they're like, here, just fill these out. Hand you a phone book. But I did it online. I thought I already took care of all the paperwork. No, that's just for the first room. That paperwork gets you from the first room to the second room. That's all. This gets you to see the clinician, who then will make a call upstairs. After several secretaries run around back and forth and a lot of coffees are exchanged, someone will let the doctor know that you've arrived, and they'll come back with a message for you about when the doctor might actually show up. It's going to be a while, so I'm just going to take some blood and couple of your teeth, and I'm gonna check you in some places that you don't want to be checked. I'm gonna leave you in a robe that covers your chest and your chest alone. But you can sit on the cold metal table. There's paper on it for your comfort. And the doctor will, you know what? I don't even know if he's here, but just sit tight. You ruined that. There's no way I could sit tight for a while after what you've done to me. Just sit tight, and somebody will be with you in a little while. The doctor comes in. He's like, so what seems to be the problem? I'm fucking insane now. I'm crazy now. That's the problem. It's a whole new problem. It was my elbow. I couldn't tell it from my butthole, you see? I was getting them confused. But now I've cleared that up, and my only goal is to kill you. You know what I like to do is when the doctor shows up, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm going to need a couple of minutes. Just Follow me. Take him back down the hall and put his ass in his own waiting room. Just sit in here and look at these magazines that you couldn't possibly have any fucking interest in for about an hour. And then I'm going to come back and pretend I don't know who you are. And put you in another room where you can wait for me. I'm important too, okay? I wonder if my doctor is watching this. Wow, I had no idea. No idea Ben was so angry.
I had no idea that Ben was so angry all the time when he come to the office.
I realized I should give my doctor a different voice than my own. And then I was like, don't make it sound like your actual doctor. It'll be too revealing. So I end up like this. I am here to see you now. I understand you have jumped through all of the hoops and filled out all the paperwork and samples have been taken from you. I am here to see you now. What is the problem? You know what? Get the fuck out of here. I just got this little stool right so that my legs don't hurt. I just got that metal roller part of the table out far enough that I have lumbar support. I just managed to tuck the corner of this paper robe under my cheek enough that it doesn't pop out, and now you're gonna show up? Well, you can forget it, my friend. Just forget it. He'd be like, get off your high horse, boy. You need to tell me what you're here for. Get off your high horse. Hey, if Roscoe and I want to share a joint before we go out a-riding, that is up to us. Get off your high horse. Oh, that's the whole point of the horse is high up. He could jump over stuff. My point here, folks, there's no such thing as a low horse, really. And no one would ever tell you to get off it if there was. I guess you'd just be standing like your feet are on the ground over the horse. Get off your low horse. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'd be at the same height. I'd be right at the same height. He's not holding me up at all. He's a low horse. I'm barely touching him with my taint. Get off your high horse. My horse is high, and that's okay, man. He's a horse. He doesn't have like a whole lot of responsibilities. He gets very stressed out. It's good for him. And then he wants me to ride him. He gets high. He's like, hey, why don't you get on my back and ride around like we used to do, man? People are going to tell me to get off. People will say to get off your high horse if you don't put these drops in your eyes. That is real-time laughter in the room. YouTube, I'm still mad at you.
Why?
Because it was crooked. It was sideways, and it threw me off. Like the trip at the beginning of the marathon. You know, I got to be honest with you, YouTube. It's really me that I'm angry with. I actually feel pretty good. I actually do. I feel fantastico. I did 2 actual live stand-up shows right here in my hometown, night before last. And it was fucking amazing. No offense to you people whom I've never seen or heard. But it was fucking great! Oh my God, it felt so good! It was like if you've been eating sugar-free cake for a year. And then you were like able to get the cake, the sugary cake again. It was basically like an orgasm the whole time I was up there. Just like, ah, ah, ah! That's not what I do. It's not the noise that I make. It sounds like I'm falling off a cliff. Yeah, but the theater here in town, they're having limited capacity shows of sorts. Place that holds about 1,600 people had about 40 people in it, and it was just fine with me. Pre-COVID, I would have been like, what? 40 people? No way, man! It'd have been like the classic Red Fox story. It's a classic, there is a classic comedy story about Red Fox that's sort of later on in his career, he's doing a show at one of the theaters at one of the casinos in Vegas, in full orchestra. And the orchestra is instructed to play one of the best, if not the best, TV show theme song ever, composed by Quincy Jones. It's great. It's one of the all-time best, right? Red Fox, star of that show, he is to come out on stage once he's introduced. The orchestra is given instructions to play him on and then wait around until he leaves and play him off. So later on in Red Fox's career, he didn't have the draw that he had when he was a little younger. He apparently it's a theater that held about 1,500 people, and there was like 12 people in the crowd. And they were like, ladies and gentlemen, Red Fox! And then, and he came strutting out. And he was like, I got 8 motherfucking people in here. How you doing no show for 8 goddamn motherfuckers? And he got all pissed off and he left. And the band played the music again. As instructed, they played him on. 20 seconds later, they played him off. That was pre-COVID. And COVID, that's a sellout. There was a sold-out audience the other night. 40 out of 1,600 is a sellout. It's much easier to be a star these days, selling out shows left and right. Full capacity, 18%. 25% capacity, including the people that work there. And, of course, you yourself. Me, myself, and also I. It was awesome, though. I have to tell you guys, it was fantastical to just be out and kind of remember what it feels like to just sort of have like kind of a normal existence. And I don't know, I did a couple other things that day. I was out and about, like I ran a couple errands. And then I did 2 shows, and I was just like, I want my life back, please! It was so good that I just, man, my standards have dropped, is what I'm saying. A show for 10 people now would be like amazing. No, it was really good though, you guys. And we're headed back there. It reminded me that it's actually going to happen. We are going to get there. At some point, we're going to get there. We're going to be out living our lives the way we used to, or somewhat close to that. At least I will be able to be doing shows, and you guys will be able to be coming out and watching them. Although now you guys are like, fuck that. I could watch you every Sunday from my house. I'm not going out. Why would I do that, Ben Bailey? Why? You tell me why, boy. Because you can't smell my breath from your house, that's why. I'm telling you, if there's one positive of COVID, it's people with bad breath have to smell their own bad breath instead of blowing it at everybody else. Like, I feel like people who have simple chronic halitosis, now they know. If they didn't know before, now they know. Like, now they're like, oh my God, I always thought that was like something in the car. Shit on an old boot or something. That's my breath? How do I have any friends? My eyelashes are gone. Yeah, COVID. Straightening out bad breath motherfuckers all over the planet. Rinse that shit out. I know I talked about this last week, didn't I? A little bit.
Was it last week?
I don't know.
It was sometime.
I can't remember. One week feels just like the one before.
Absolutely.
And that one feels just like the one before that one.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, these Sunday night shows are keeping me sane, though. So thank you very much to you folks for tuning in and keeping this going. I think it's time for a cash cab drive-by.
Okay. I was going to give applause for the home audience. We can tell. They can toast themselves.
For those of you tuning in for the first time, the Cash Cab Drive-By is a portion of the show where people pause and take a sip of whatever delicious beverage they're enjoying throughout the show. Please keep in mind that you do not have to wait for a Cash Cab Drive-By to drink your drink. You can drink it anytime you like, but you better be drinking it right now. And now, a round of applause for our home audience.
Sorry, it was coming to an end, so I could have started again.
It's funny, you stop it. And now,
No, I love you guys.
yeah, no, she loves you guys. And let's do this for the frontliners who are really hanging in there. Like absolute champs, frontline workers. Shit got harder instead of easier. You guys are hanging. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Essential workers and everybody. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Shit's gotten weird. It's gotten so weird. I will take this moment to mention the charities that we plug on the program, which, by the way, we do every Sunday at 9 p.m. Again, if you're just tuning in, schedule it. Sign up for the notifications. Subscribe to the notification service on whatever platform you're watching on. Be great if you guys could all like organize and start watching on one. If you guys could just like get together and organize that somehow. Okay, so we'll see you on YouTube. Okay, great. But so yeah, Sunday nights at 9, and as we have like right from the beginning, we are pushing charities that are helping people who are in need very quickly. And those are No Kid Hungry and Feeding America. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, there is a link right in there. You could
We
go
have
to
$70 raised
$70 on Facebook. Do
Yep.
I see 80, 90,
and $5 over on Instagram.
and $5 on Instagram? And if some of you guys are judging,
It's not a small amount.
$5 goes a long way. These charities that could provide as many as 50 meals, up to 10 meals per dollar. So
For a little kid.
a little
yeah.
bit goes a long way, guys. These are kids that are like depending on schools where they, normally would be going to get food, and they've been unable to get the food. So that's what No Kid Hungry is all about. So even if it's $1, make a donation. And I will say this, a lot of people have been asking, so I will say it again. We've set up some ways if you guys want to thank us for doing this show every week for your entertainment pleasure, as well as our sanity, as well as helping those charities. You can help us out by, I have a Patreon page, which is Ben Bailey Comedy, and we have a tip jar, a virtual tip jar, which is really just a Venmo account. But it's a very cool thing. It's a place where you can give me a tip. You could buy me a Stilla.
And you got one tonight.
I got a Stilla.
Yeah, you got a tip from David Kowalski.
Oh, Kowalski, you can't be the only one doing this. I'm gonna have to buy you a drink at some point. That's very generous. Again,
He says it's for keeping our asses clean. Buy the good stuff.
keep your asses clean,
I
folks.
appreciate it.
Keep your asses clean.
We love you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. Can you do some funny jokes, Ben? No. Nope, sorry. Don't have any of those. I don't even know what that is. This is a drama show.
But also just wanted to say for people who were, a couple of people saying they would have come and seen you in Morristown, that it wasn't a pre-planned show.
It was not. It was a drop-in. I
Sorry,
found
we didn't
out.
give you guys any notice.
Yeah, we couldn't give you guys a heads up on that because we didn't know. It was very last minute, and it was like, I don't know who's going to be in the crowd, if there's seats left or whatever. And
Ben just did a special
I
guest.
just dropped in and took over the last bit of the show, and I did some funny jokes there.
You did some funny jokes here tonight. That was hilarious, baby.
Oh, thanks, babe. Thank you very
You
much.
had me.
It's total silliness.
You had
Keep
me
in mind,
laughing.
guys, this is a free show that we're doing from our basement. I'm improvising the entire thing, so that's going on 61 plus hours of improv comedy.
Yeah.
So
And if
don't
they're
judge too harshly, guys.
if
It's
they're
it's
just
not
joining
a
now-
special on fucking HBO.
And if they're just joining now and they didn't miss the 40 minutes, they missed the 40 minutes of stand up, they can go back to the beginning of this or
Yeah, that's true.
any
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
other 60 and see the stand up portion.
Yeah, go watch those and complain about those. Just not this one. Some people, you can never please them, you know. And so you just learn to stop trying, right? You go, okay, yeah, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's fine by me. But yeah, thank you guys for your donations. That's $75 already for tonight. As many as 750 meals for kids who need them. Which is all the kids. I mean, some of them are, able to have them, but all the kids do need meals. There's no kids that are like, no, we don't. No, thank you. We don't. We don't need meals.
No, I'll just go with that.
We're robotic. I pronounce that very strangely. We're robotic. Robotic.
Where are these kids from?
The Robo Kids?
Just the kids with your accent.
I don't know. They're Australian Robo Kids.
Oh.
To some degree. Oh man. I think it's time to go someplace relaxing, peaceful and quiet.
I think you've... All right.
What is the deal with every time I suggest that you don't want to do it? When did that happen? We should talk about it off the show instead of you just not wanting to do it live every time. Don't you agree, guys? It's the annoying part of the show that's supposed to be relaxing. The part that Emma doesn't want to do anymore, but doesn't say so until I tell her let's do it.
He just cuts out that one. Perfect surround sound. in that.
Surround sound, ASMR, everybody. That's some weird stuff that people are really into. I don't know if any of ours have really caught on. And we don't normally like to get political on the show, but I think it's time to trumpet.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Well, now you sound like you don't want to do this either.
Oh, this wasn't
Did you have some other plan?
just a little out of order. I'm ready.
Yeah, we don't. We don't normally get political, but once in a while we trumpet. What would you like to do next, babe?
Oh, I was used to doing the stories.
Oh, stories. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's meet the woman that I'm speaking to, everybody. It's time for Chick on a Stick. Do we have any music? You can just play whatever music for Chick on a Stick.
like that music.
I love it. It's
That's
perfect.
our news music.
Yeah, we haven't used it in a while. It seems.
No, we haven't. This breaking news that I bring to you guys every week.
It's like it's the eyewitness news team kind of music. It's
Doesn't seem to
fantastic.
have called for it for a while.
It's the lovely and talented Miss Emma Gleason, folks. Show her some love. Give her
Hi,
some
guys.
hearts, and keep in mind that those hearts go straight to me. Those hearts are mine. You send them to her, but they come to me. There's nothing you can do.
I feel like I should be miming while you do that. Do it again.
What was I doing?
Just the
What I was saying?
yeah.
Keep in mind, when you send those hearts, you might mean them for her, but they come straight to me.
Sorry, I just felt like
No, that was great. I couldn't see it, but I think it was awesome.
just being silly.
That's what the whole thing's about, love. Just being silly. The whole show's that's all it is.
All right,
You're getting a lot of hearts. You're getting a ton of hearts, babe. Do you have a news item for us, or
I do.
or some crazy products to share?
Yeah, it's funny that you were talking about not getting political on the show, because I was going to say, it seems like all the, politics of the day are quietening down, and then you get a news story like this.
Oh, nice! I can't wait.
Oklahoma lawmaker wants to create an official Bigfoot hunting season.
Bigfoot hunting season.
Very controversial stuff.
You mean
I'm
there
sure.
isn't one? I thought there was always a Bigfoot hunting season.
Really?
It's every day of the year.
No, it's still soon. There could be a Sasquatch season in Oklahoma.
Sasquatch season. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're not planning on shooting Bigfoot. He wants to make sure that people know that.
Oh, so well then it's not really hunting then, is it?
No, I guess.
Are they going to tag him and track him?
They might shoot him as in photograph him.
Oh,
I guess you could say.
photographing him.
Yeah. But
It's funny, they announced it, like, they don't think he reads the paper.
I feel like I should be next to you here. Why?
What do you mean? Man, you know what? You're just not happy with anything that I'm doing tonight. That's all right.
I loved your stand-up.
Okay.
It was very funny, baby. You had me laughing. I loved the
That's great. I'm so happy that I did.
the doctor stuff. That was really good.
So there's, thanks, babe. There's, that was just reality. So there's Bigfoot hunting season in Oklahoma. So Bigfoot, if you're watching,
There's a bill for it. There's a
get
bill
the hell out of there, man.
put up by Justin Humphrey. Yeah, he wants it to happen.
He wants there to actually be a season.
Yeah, and he says we are going to trap a live Bigfoot. We are not promoting killing Bigfoot. We are promoting hunting Bigfoot and trying to find evidence. So, but we're going to catch one. Sounds pretty confident that he thinks that there is a Bigfoot.
Yeah, it like is this humorous, or is this guy like, is there any footage? Can we tell if he's joking? Or if it's all just like a publicity stunt?
He's the text of the bill directs the Oklahoma Wildlife Conservation Commission to create rules, dates, license, and fees establishing a Bigfoot hunting season. So it seems pretty...
It sounds pretty
pretty
legit,
official,
yeah.
Pretty legit.
I'll tell you what, if I lived there and I was like a big hairy dude, I'd be like, I think I'm going to get the hell out of here, man. Shit's about to get weird on my morning hikes.
I know, I was watching some...
There he is!
some footage of people like, there's in Pennsylvania, apparently Pennsylvania has, the most Bigfoot sightings in the US.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's very close by.
I know. I was like, really?
It's just down the road a bit.
Like, how do
I've been there.
How do they know? Yeah, were you there unshaven and hanging out in the woods?
I slept in the woods in Pennsylvania for a couple of years, maybe.
But it's
I was pretty hairy. The hair on my back had gotten very long, and maybe that's why. It wasn't Bigfoot, you guys. It was Ben Bailey. So how many, do we have numbers? How many is that? Like the most?
I didn't look into that. I was watching a video about the group. It was for this story, but they say it's the most there. But I'm like, how do you and they're tracking, evidence and saying, oh, look, there's sticks and you can see that they've been cut with a chainsaw, but they've been piled in this specific way. And
that brings us to tonight's movie quote, which is, "You're right, no human would stack books that way."
yeah, and that's basically what the Bigfoot sighting evidence was. It was like,
You can do the face with me, the movie face.
again.
Yeah. You're right, no human would stack books this way. And Kowalski already got it. Ghostbusters on
Nice.
YouTube. Ghostbusters is correct.
That's for you.
So it's got to be a Bigfoot. There's these logs have been cut and stacked.
Yeah.
That's what people do with logs.
Sticks, and people wouldn't just put them off the side of the road like this. They would stack them a different way. I'm like, how do you know? Maybe they're playing with a kid, or like.
Or unless they're trying to convince you that they are Bigfoot.
And
Someone got it on Twitter. Yes, Bill Murray as Dr. Peter Venkman.
Nice. Extra ding for that.
Ding 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 ding.
Anyway, he does say it would be great for tourism and outdoor recreation, and I kind of call that's what he's going for.
Unless you're a Yeti, and then you're looking somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm not going back there. I'm never going back there. I had a good time in Oklahoma. I've been to Oklahoma, where the winds go sweeping down the lane. I was in Oklahoma for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got into my rental car and I jumped on the highway. I was going to do a show at an Air Force base. And I got on the highway and I was like, wow, people are going fast. People are going like 75 average, right?
Wow.
And then I saw a sign, I believe the speed limit was higher. I can't remember that. But, But just as I was thinking, wow, people are really going fast, a very fat man without a shirt or a helmet went by me on a motorcycle like I was standing still. Like I was going 80. He must have been going over 100 miles an hour. No shirt, no helmet, fat, literally fat rippling in the wind. And I was like, oh, Oklahoma. There's only one chance to make a first impression, Oklahoma. And I just saw a Yeti on a Harley. But so there was a cop like a few cars in front of me. And so he went right by them. And the cop was like, whoop. And then I was like, oh, he's going to go after him. Nope. All he did was go, I see you, fat man on motorbike. Whoop. And he just they didn't care. So... And so then I'm cruising along and I see some flashing lights ahead. And I'm like, oh, I guess he pulled him over. That guy's going to kill himself. It's crazy. Somebody should pull him over.
Yeah.
And I got up there and I was like, no, it isn't a cop. It's some guys working on the road. And here's what they were doing. They had a pickup truck parked on the shoulder with a red light flashing on it, spinning.
Yeah.
And they were waiting. They had a thing with hot asphalt in it. And they were waiting for brakes in the traffic to run into the highway with shovels full of hot asphalt and then whack them down a couple times before running back off the highway.
Jesus.
It's like, Oklahoma? What the fuck are you guys doing out here, man? Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
It just seems so incredibly dangerous. It's like the worst way to fix potholes. Maybe they were convicts and this.
Humanly imaginable. Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
They're like, we have a bigger population at the prison.
Yeah,
we need a way of getting rid of some of these guys.
These guys might make it. They might both make it through this run, right? But if that's what they're doing, if that's their job all the time, they're not going to last.
No.
You can't just run out and break some traffic and fix the road.
And even if they do...
You have to stop the traffic.
Even if they do, it would take a few years off their lifespan.
God,
So
just
if their
thinking
life
about
is-
it. It took a little time off mine. Not as much as that fat guy with the fat.
Yeah, every time you run out there, you lose 2 years.
So go Yeti hunting, folks, but keep your eye out for road workers. Because they have no protection and no rights in the state of Oklahoma, I guess. I also got pulled over for speeding in Oklahoma. And the guy came up, he said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And
Yeah.
I said, "Yes." And he didn't ask me to verify.
Yeah.
And he said, "License and registration?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's a rental car." And he said, "Okay, okay." And he came back and he handed me what I thought was a ticket.
Yeah.
And he said, "Slow it down." I had my license back and the rental info. And then I like unfolded the thing.
Yeah.
And it was a warning. It was like, you got pulled over pulled over and warned in the state of Oklahoma. Please come and see us again. It was like, particularly for people from out of state.
Wow.
They're not going to write you a ticket the first time. They're going to be like,
That's good tourism.
I thought it was
You
pretty
don't
good.
need a Yeti season. Just let people off the first time you pull them up.
Yeah, Yetis are getting tickets the first time. There's no exceptions for them. And highway workers as well.
Oh dear.
But it was an adventure.
Sounds
Oklahoma.
like it.
And also, I stayed at a hotel, a Hilton in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
That I stayed there. I know I'm maybe a little bit crazy, but I stayed there because I read online. I was looking for hotels, and I read a thing that said this place was haunted by the mistress of the original owner, who jumped from a window. He like kept her there. He was married, and he kept her in the hotel, and she like went nuts and killed herself. And I got to be honest with you, folks. I heard someone screaming and sobbing in the hallway in the afternoon several times, and every time I went and opened the door, it stopped.
Oh.
And then I had a horrible night's sleep.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, like a horrible night's sleep. I was
Yeah.
just reminded of like all these shitty things that have happened to me, and like all this terrible stuff in my sleep, and
Wow.
and the people that worked there were like, "Yep, that was her."
Oh god. Oh, goosebumps. That's a bad fucking juju. And you read about that online beforehand, right?
I did, yeah.
And you decided to stay there anyway.
I went there for that sole purpose.
Why?
Because she's a ghost. What's she gonna do to me? I wanted to experience it. I wanted to
No, I'm like, yeah, so because you wanted to see what it would be like.
yeah.
And now that you have, is it an experience you would recommend to people?
Well, only if you like that kind of shit.
I don't like that kind of shit.
Well, then we won't stay there if we ever go to Oklahoma
yeah, you've already
City.
been. That's
Like
Oh.
I chose the floor and everything. Like I was trying to get the whole deal.
So they must have people that definitely come there a lot in that.
I think it's pretty
and
well
saying,
known
I
story.
want to stay on this
I
floor.
can't remember the last name.
They're like, oh, we know what you're here for.
It's the something Hilton, and it's the guy's last name.
Ugh,
It's like Sylvan or something like that.
Sylvia.
No, it was her name was not in it. But they all
No,
know
like,
her.
Oh, well,
The whole
Silver,
staff.
obviously.
Oh yeah, that was her. That sounds like her. That's what the guy said in the morning.
Jesus.
Pretty
Oh,
sad
wow.
story, but pretty cool
Yeah.
to experience that. And
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, it scared the shit out of me, if I'm being honest. But that's what I was after. I could get my kicks some other way. I could go Yeti hunting,
Absolutely.
or I could do some highway repair.
Yeah.
It's
Screw bungee jumping or skydiving.
It's a high.
It's highway repair. That's the new-
real adrenaline, the new adrenaline sport.
Yeah.
It's funny. I bungee jumped, as you know.
Yeah.
It's funny that you're next to me here and I'm talking to you over here.
It
I
is.
should be doing this. Hey. Oh. Okay, just give
I
us.
feel like I'm
just
in
give
an
us a minute,
angle.
you guys.
Ooh. Oh, darling.
Oh my God, that was so silly.
We fully declare that we're silly on this show.
When I was growing up, every time I would say, "But that's what my friends are all doing," my mom would say, if I wanted to do something she didn't want me to do, she would say, "If everyone went out and jumped off a bridge, would you do it too?" And I'd be like, "No." And then, when I was like 22, people started jumping off of fucking bridges, bungee jumping.
Yeah.
And I did do it. And I had to call my mom and change my answer. I'm sorry. Remember all those years when you said if everyone started jumping off bridges, would I do it too? And I said no. The answer is yes. Apparently I would. I am just that dumb. I bungee jumped. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me. Burst a blood vessel in my eye. So like the bottom of one of my eyes was just full of blood
Oh.
for like a month.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "What happened to your eye?" And I was like, "Bungee jumped, you pussies. Get out of my way."
Yeah, I had a friend who had a detached retina, and I was like, not for me.
Oh, from that.
Yeah, for bungee jumping.
Well, I don't know what that means exactly, but I'm pretty sure you want your retina to stay attached.
Yeah.
Nothing else really just comes detached except the
No.
retina. It'll just leave.
Yeah.
I will separate from you.
Not fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Intense.
Yeah, sorry, that was a major tangent on your
That's all right.
on the Bigfoot story. But I thought I better tell some Oklahoma stories because it was fun.
That's cool.
I thought it was worth telling, sharing
That's
the
all right.
stories.
That's what the stories are. They're just a jumping off point for talking about stuff.
Just a jumping off point, people.
And
Did you do that on purpose after the bungee talk?
No.
Just a jumping off point.
I never do puns on purpose, but I do them like so frequently. I'm just impurposefully punny.
Impurposefully. No, what's the opposite
Unintentionally
of unintentionally? There's the world.
There you go.
There's the world. Not the word, the world. We can't talk anymore, either one of us.
Too much talking.
Unintentionally punny.
Yep, that's me.
Sorry, I just bumped your face on the mic there. All right.
All
Well,
right. Is that it? Is that
somebody
all you
says
want
it,
from me?
and now it's time for the red light challenge. Wrong show, Jennifer. Wrong show. Do you see a taxi cab around me? No, you don't. I don't think you do. Oh, look who it is, everybody.
Oh, I didn't mean to just totally make him live. I was looking for
It's the doggy. It's Mr. Sparkly Bark. That's our pup. Sleeping on a suitcase that he likes to sleep on. Right next to a very comfy bed, which he would love if the suitcase weren't there. Somebody has made a good suggestion on Twitter. We're going to go with it. I think it's time for another cash cab drive-by.
Oh, okay.
Cheers, everybody. This is episode 61. I can't believe it. Did you have something else you wanted to say, babe?
Oh, I was like gonna show you people a Sparky video if they were up for it. But we're
Are you kidding?
It's 10:05 already, so whatever you want.
Are you kidding me? It's after 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I'm watching the YouTube clock and it's late. Maybe we'll save the Sparkle video for next time.
Okay.
All right, I guess we have a couple of things we need to get to here, folks. We did a couple earlier, out of order,
Yeah, sorry.
but
Sorry if I was too expressive with my reactions.
no, it's okay. I
Okay.
just was like,
You just threw me.
and then you threw me back.
Sorry.
That's quite all
Right
right.
back at ya.
Right back at me. I confused you, and by doing that, caused you to confuse me. So we're both confused. But one thing that we normally do here on the program, I don't know if you guys know this, but like every single day of the year is some sort of holiday here in the U.S. and sometimes internationally.
Mm-hmm.
It is usually more than one, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure that today is no exception. Are there any holidays today?
Are there any holidays today?
That's the question. Yeah.
Asks, are there any holidays today?
Are we celebrating anything?
There's plenty. We have Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Oh shit! Squirrel Appreciation Day. You know they started that. They've bunch of squirrels filing paperwork trying to get a holiday.
And if you don't appreciate squirrels, then there's Beer Can Appreciation Day.
Oh, beer can, Squirrel Appreciation Day, Beer Can Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beer cans are pretty amazing.
Beer can, I appreciate them.
They were like...
They hold the beer until you're done, and then they're done.
Yeah. They were invented and started being distributed like 2 weeks before Prohibition
Oh, shit,
ended
really?
and designed to be opened.
Oh, 2 weeks before Prohibition ended.
Yes, sorry.
That's much better
Ended,
than
did I say?
before Prohibition.
Sorry.
You did say ended, but just like a little bit later, and I thought you meant before it started. I was like, it's amazing we still have them.
And they were designed to be open with a church key, they said.
A church key?
I was like, what?
I know that's an expression
mean
for
the
an
old-fashioned
opener.
one.
You got a church key. I guess that came from a real church
Yeah.
key.
So,
Church key.
quite ironic.
Wow, all right. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Prohibition. You know what I love about Prohibition is that there's a couple of places that were like, yeah, we're not doing that. Like
Yeah.
Kansas City, it was like, no.
Nice.
Then the federal government was like, it's Prohibition. And Kansas City was like, not here.
Try
Is
and
it?
stop us.
And they still, to this day, have like a thriving, well, COVID, I'm sure, has wreaked a bit of havoc.
Yeah.
But theaters got aid and venues did, so hopefully they're doing okay. But it led to like a huge party and music scene in KC.
Nice.
Because people were like, fuck it, they're still drinking in KC, let's
Yeah.
go! But so, okay, Beer Can and Squirrel Appreciation Day.
National Compliment Day.
National Compliment Day, okay.
National Bubble Wrap Day.
Bubble Wrap! Oh, shit, I think I actually, okay. I don't normally do prop work, but...
Oh. And Library Shelfie Day is coming up on Wednesday.
Library Shelfie?
Yeah.
So you take a picture of the shelf at the library?
Yeah, or your library shelf, like what you read, or a selfie at a library or whatever.
Oh, a shelfie is like a picture of your own shelf.
Yeah,
Ah.
you can sort of, but people seem to put themselves in them. I had a little look to see. I'm like, what are people doing with the...
It's Library Shelfie Day on Wednesday,
yeah.
everybody.
But bubble wrap's kind of funny. I read about it. 2 engineers created bubble wrap by putting 2 shower curtains together.
Really?
Yeah, back in 1956 here in New Jersey in Hawthorne.
Why? Why were they putting 2 shower curtains together?
They thought it would make a great wallpaper. And unbeknownst to us why, it didn't take off. But so...
Because they couldn't get the air bubbles
Yeah,
out.
because engineers aren't really like
And they're like, we do have-
interior designers.
We do have all this glassware to ship. What are we going to do with our
No,
new
I think they deliberately
wallpaper?
wanted the bubbles in there. And they thought,
Oh, because
this
they
is-
thought that would be cool.
yeah, it was a
When was this?
smattering of
When did
bubbles.
this
Back
happen?
in 56.
Right before Prohibition.
When people were wallpapering a lot. Anyway, that never happened. So then they tried to sell it as a greenhouse insulation.
Okay. How much do they make? They're trying hard to find something to do with it.
Oh, it didn't work for wallpaper. And they called it air cap. And I don't think
Wait, it didn't work for wallpaper. And then what do they try? Insulation for a greenhouse.
greenhouses, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Not a greenhouse, but as many of them as you have.
yeah, and then in 1961, bubble wrap, and
1954, you said?
1961
61.
it was
But
bubble wrap, and then they
it became bubble wrap. But when did they try with the shower curtain? That was earlier, right? You said.
that was what they first. That's how they invented it.
But that was in 54?
56.
56.
I don't think dates are really.
This house was brand new then.
It was 2 years old.
So weird to think about that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had they had shower curtains. Whoever lived here at that time. 2 guys were showering and the curtains got stuck together and they're like, "Oh my god, I just got an idea for several shitty products."
Bit controversial
Yeah,
back at the time.
that's so crazy. And now it's National Bubble Wrap Day.
Yep. Yeah. And then originally, I think that apparently they mentioned it was what protected all the IBM 1401 computers when they started shipping. And I think that's where it.
That's where it really took off.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. They mentioned it. I figured.
You know when it really took off is when people stepped on it and it popped.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
oh
so-
shit, that's awesome. We need to get more of that.
So that's a suggestion. That's a great way to celebrate
Yeah,
National.
well, I think we might be able to
National
actually
Bubble Wrap
work that
Day.
in.
All
yeah.
right. Well, are
So
you
it's,
ready?
It's bubble wrap,
Squirrel Appreciation.
squirrel, beer can. Is that it?
National Compliment.
National Compliment Day.
Bubble Wrap and Shelfie Day.
Oh yeah, but that's not today, right?
No, but
Oh, I think we're good here. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Crank
do
it
it.
up.
Well,
It's time for what?
you don't have to do.
I forgot what it was now. Squirrel appreciation.
Appreciate squirrels, beer,
cans,
compliments,
beer cans.
bubble wrap.
National Compliment Day.
Don't worry about
Bubble
Shelfies.
Wrap Day and Library Shelfie Day.
Okay.
If we get to it.
All right.
All right, here we go. It's time for Sunday.
You better go out in the yard and find a squirrel and tell him how much he means to you, because he's lonely and it's Squirrel Appreciation Day. He's storing nuts for the future. He's planting trees. What are you doing? Go out and give a squirrel a compliment. Maybe give him a beer in a can and tell them when they were invented how important they are. Say something nice to a squirrel and go get some bubble wrap. And pop it.
Oh, that's what we should have had in the ASMR.
What, the bubble wrap?
Yeah.
I was saving it for the bubble wrap day. I didn't know it, but I was. Oh, that was fun, man. Well, we're up to $135 on Facebook. Very
That's
generous of you guys.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. This
David
is
for the donation. Too.
yes. Thanks for the beer. By the way, it's Ben Bailey Comedy is the Venmo
Yes, I'm
for the
on.
Venmo tip jar is Ben Bailey Comedy. Patreon is Ben Bailey Comedy. All of my stuff is Ben Bailey Comedy. The YouTube, and I'm Real Ben Bailey on all the other stuff. Real Ben Bailey is my website. We will be posting dates when we actually have them again.
Yeah.
Until then, we're going to be doing this every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys from here on out. Let people know about it. It'll be nice, you know. Share it, thumb it up, watch it on YouTube, subscribe, and keep your asses clean and keep being good to each other. If you live with somebody and you're stuck with them all the fucking time and you guys are starting to fight, just give each other a break. Go outside and do something for a while. Give each other a little space.
That
Forgive
includes
them.
me.
No, not us. This is for other people. It's just for other people. Give each other a break. Everybody needs it, and nobody's getting it. So
We love you guys. Thank you for being
Yes.
here with us every week.
thank you so much, everybody. It's time to juggle some chickens. Oh, man. It's harder than it looks, people. I can juggle other stuff, just not chickens, okay? See you later, sucker!